Appreciation Fan Club, the new kings of the King of the Hill series versus the DragonNinjas. And the map of choice is the Battlefield of Eternity. And remember, the Battlefield of Eternity has been chosen by the DragonNinjas. So they feel confident that they can win on this map. And of course, as I said before, the King does get the first pick and first ban. Will always get first pick and first ban. And they're currently hovering over the Greymane. Do you think we're going to see? Do you think they're going to lock that in, the Greymane ban there?
Oh, I mean...
Oh, no, they definitely have.
But before they were doing it, I think that they would... if my memory serves me right, I think they actually banned him last game, or he was banned last game as well. We see a lot of sort of, I guess no one wants Greymane in their hands just because the potential for his resets, and he can sort of stick to the Li Mings and the Janas and just sort of shred them before the support can even react. So he's quite deadly, and I think that's why they don't want to deal with it. They're just like, we'd rather just have you benched and not have to worry about you at all.
Yeah, it's you're definitely right. We did see Greymane ban last round, but here we go. So we see a ban of the Greymane and Sylvanas. Sylvanas ban obviously removing her, so she can't push the lane too heavily while the Immortals have spawned. While each team are trying to pick up that big Immortal objective, or man to go down the lane and do a lot of work for them. Behind that, oh, look at the Kerrigan pick. Do you think Pesky Appreciation has gone, oh, let's pick Kerrigan, let's show those Edmund dance boys how you play. How you play Kerrigan, even though it was a good game on both sides regardless. DragonNinja straight out the bat, Uther being picked up in Li Ming.
There were no hesitations there. They knew who they wanted to pick. They want Uther, I guess, for the stuns as well as the potential for blocking if he goes down Divine Shield. And they've got ETC as well, Pesky Appreciation. And they're hovering over Kelthus.
Yeah, I mean, Mosh Pit, Kelthus, boom, bang, everyone dies.
It's a lot of sort of wombo going on there with Pesky, and they know this is a very sort of brawler-centric map, and that's why I found the Sylvanas ban quite interesting, because I don't think she's a threat on this map as of such, because it's more of, I guess, a brawler-centric map. Yes, she can push and take the camps, but there's limited camps. There's only one siege camp and one bruiser camp, and that's about it, isn't it? So there's a whole lot less going on, and then you just sort of fight for the Immortals. So it's interesting that they felt really threatened.
It's very team orientated, this map, like team fighting orientated.
Exactly.
You would say, well, aren't all maps disconcur? Well, man, yeah, to one level or another. But yeah, those Immortals, they spawn, and so you have to make a decision. Do you fight? Do you fight to claim their Immortal, or do you more defend yours? And that provokes a lot of team fights. Now, DragonNinja not wanting any vision detection coming out from Tyrande, and nor do they also want those sort of Lunar Flare stuns coming down. So, again, I think that's an interesting ban. I mean, we have been... I don't know about the Tyrande ban. I think there could have been better sport choices. You know, it's there's no big solid support really for Pesky Appreciation. They could have got rid of Rhaegar.
Yeah,
I mean, Rhaegar's not bad in its composition.
I personally probably would have gone more the Rhaegar, but it's they're banning what they really don't feel comfortable versing against, and with Sylvanas as well. Like if they did get the Immortal and pushing with Sylvanas as well, like they can push quite far. We saw what could happen last game from Sylvanas, so these are bans that they just don't want to deal with. And even though we're finding them interesting, I guess they have their reasons behind it. And Terrain can also lock down an area if she takes Starfire, as well as sort of give sort of that invisibility with her healing ult, so you can run into a fight essentially and get the drop. With Shadow Assault, so you can sort of just get the drop on your enemy, and they don't want any of those tricks coming their way, DragonNinjas. They're like, we're the ninjas here.
That's it. And look, they picked up Thrall and Lunara behind the conversation. Thrall, I think, is a great frontliner. I feel Thrall is a great engagement hero, engage hero, because he does have the Sunder as one of his heroics he can take, and that sets up so many nice engages into a fight. Big stun, separates, spreads out the enemy team if positioned right. So great pickup. And Lunara, she does heaps of damage. She's actually going to be really great in the team fights and also against the Immortals as well. I think Lunara is a good pickup behind this. Now, Tassadar and Karazim, the Appreciation Fan Club, has gone for a double support combo here.
I think that's quite smart. Like, it's tons of damage versus tons of support, and they've got enough damage, I guess, with Kael'thas and Kerrigan, so they just want to keep those squishies alive.
Yeah, definitely. And with the Force Ball, can do a lot of sectioning off and zoning. Do you think we'll see Divine Palm from Karazim, or do you think they'll be going down the Will we see seven-side strike? There's no double warrior, so normally you don't see those sort of decisions being made if there's not a second warrior to go on. And Johanna is fairly tanky as well. So, I don't know. Appreciation Fan Club, where we have Naomi on Kelthis. Benjamin94 is playing Kerrigan. We see Penta on ETC. Chop on Karazim. And Anime playing Tassadar. On the right-hand side of the map, it is the challengers, the DragonNinjas, where we see IY playing Li Ming. Hux is on Uther. Moops is playing on Johanna. Nagon is playing on Thrall. And IY is the Li Ming. And Highcup is on Lunara.
Already, they're getting into it. Johanna already, just a ton of damage dropped on her. She backs away, none the wiser, and Penta also backs away, but there was a bit of a brawl going on. Neither side wanted to commit too much at these early stages. The teams tonight have been, we should give a call out, they've been very good in just sort of not overcommitting to, I guess, the beginning sort of points of the game, because they know that laning is so important. They want to get the experience, they don't want to get behind. It's just not worth it at this point. Yeah,
well, they start with a little bit of engage, but if it doesn't instantly go in their favour, they back out. It's really nice to see. Very nice safe plays, well played here. And it looks like we've got a Thrall versus Tassadar in the top lane, and the rest of the teams are all in the bottom lane. Very nice matchup. Thrall can keep himself effectively alive with his Frostwolf resilience, and then Tassadar, it's just a hard cookie to crack. He can phase shift out of battles. He's very good at clearing the lane as well, so that's really good there. And just a nice little engagement in the bottom lane, but we're not going to see really too much until the Immortals spawn, unless someone's caught out of position. That's when we're going to see a whole bunch of hype.
Exactly right. So Lunara is also just using her Wisp, gaining a lot of sort of vision. She knows that it's very important, so she's keeping on top of that. And I saw Benjamin as well trying to hunt out the Wisp. He doesn't want them to have that sort of added vision. He's trying to keep that down on the left. But we've got the Immortal spawning in 10 seconds now, so it's going to be interesting to see, are they going to fight now or are they going to wait till the Immortals spawn? Looks like they're just clearing lanes and we're going to see the brawling for the Immortals.
Alright, that's it. Looks like due to positioning, it looks like we're going to see the red team. The DragonNinjas is a bit more on the aggressive play here, or on the attack. We'll see the blue team, the fan club, really having to try and defend. Now they have backed out. I just want to see how they play. So they're going to flank in, or they're going to try and race. So they are behind a little bit, and the enemy team does have Lunara, so they might be a huge factor in there. Oh, sorry, I got my colours wrong again. I am terrible caster.
Everyone knew what you were talking about, but it's interesting to see both teams split off to their appropriate Immortal.
And
they focus on defending, yep. And looks like ETC might go down because the Immortal landed the stun on him, and then just it was up to DragonNinjas to sort of follow up with their own CC.
Yeah, just
the
really
Immortal did the work for
position.
them. Yeah.
That's it, they don't need to worry about CC, they'll just have the Immortal do it for them.
Exactly, working with the Immortal.
Alright, 3 points down here. Hex is in a little bit of trouble there on Uther. He does have to back out. He's on such low health. Goes back in. Does do the stun on Chop. Is Chop going to die? No, he gets the heal off. Karazim backs out. Nice little play there. IY thought he might get caught there. Oh no, as he Thrall caught and pulled in. Combo goes down, taking him out. And that gives the blue team now, the Kings, a really good advantage here. Without Thrall, they've just lost that little bit of extra damage. Blue has an advantage. They can go out. You see, health is backed out to get a bit more health. And look at this lovely, I'm sorry, Vanny, look at this lovely play here. Tassadar has gone to the top lane to soak while they attack their Immortal. So they're kind of getting the best of both worlds here.
They are getting the best of both worlds. That was a good play by Tassadar. He's keeping mindful that they don't want to get behind on experience, and when he can soak, if he can do it, like, he's going to go for it. It's just as simple as sort of dropping his lightning cloud, is what I'm going to call it.
That's alright. Pops the Side Storm. It's a lot of damage. Clears the lane fantastically.
Thank you.
It even disrupts the enemy's lines. You know, no one wants to stand in a lightning storm. So people normally back out straight away.
It does the surprising amount of damage, and I think, for a lot of people, it's just doing a little bit of damage, but it all ticks up and adds over time. So you'd be surprised.
It's definitely concerning. Alright, stun goes on the KT. Don't really actually big follow up by the red team, so we can't really do too much. They pushed it over, but the Immortal has been secured. Red team coming in and getting the kill on the blue, and that's going to be a really nice early push. It is the first Immortal, so not too... Oh no, KT! He's in a lot of trouble here. His team went up, he went down, zigged when he should have zagged, and he was actually punished for that, taken out. This might be the battlefield of eternity, but it looks like it's a map full of Punishers at the moment.
That's a good call. And even ETC up top as well was running for his life, just sort of off screen of the action. So we've got DragonNinjas. They're very aggressive here. They know they got the Immortal. They want to push down as much as they can of their base. And they're not scared at the moment because after the Immortal fight, Pesky Fan Club, they were all low on health and mana, and they knew this was the time to sort of strike for them. And look at all the sort of... Look at everything that Pesky Fan Club has to also sort of contend with at the moment. They have a lot of range and a lot of damage that's being thrown out and a lot of things that they need to avoid. So it's looking bad for Pesky Fan Club and sort of stopping the Immortal sort of rampage for now. So that's first fort taken down without a problem by DragonNinjas.
Yeah, that was a really nice push there with the Immortal. I mean, getting that big capture up on ETC, I mean, that's on KT, it's just a lot of damage lost on their end, and they couldn't really defend against that Mortal as good as they should be able to. And just by looking behind us, wasting no time. They're already going to pick up a mercenary camp in the top lane. But look at this, the blue team knows about that. They've gone in. The Fan Club's going down. A lot of damage on Uther. He's stunned. He's locked down in place. He throws a heal onto himself. But I don't think it'll be enough. It looks like they are going to get the kill. He is ruined. He can stay. He's a bit of a pocket healer now in his spirit form. But you know what? Done and dusted. The Fan Club is no fan of Uther. That is for sure.
You are stacking these on tonight, but we saw it was sort of a wrong call there because it was just Uther and I think maybe Lenara. I didn't catch a good look at the other player, but only two of them went top and the other two sort of rotated to lane. All four of them, they wanted the siege camp. They should have gone together to sort of secure it because that gave enough time for Pesky Fan Club to be like, well, we're going to check the siege camp and if you guys are there, you better watch out because we've respawned. We have our health and mana back. We've got our skills up. So sort of being caught with your pants down, essentially.
Yeah, it was just a really nice rotation. The Pesky Fan Club, they knew, they suspected that the DragonNinjas were taking that camp, and they rocked up and they really blocked out Uther. Like they just held him down, locked him in place, and after it was murder she wrote after that.
It was exactly as you described it when you were sort of voicing your concerns about why pick Uther. It was exactly as you described it. Kerrigan landed the combo on him. There wasn't much more he could do. He was sort of being dragged away from his team onto the Ravage, and he's just like, you know what, guys? This is it for me. I'm just going to have to heal you in the afterlife.
And granted, we did talk about that. Different, any other support would have had the same, potentially the same problems. It's just... Yeah, I just don't feel like Uther was a smart pick in this play here. But, maybe it was a denial pick. Maybe there are other reasons for it. We're talking way too much. We are talking about something against the team, the DragonNinjas. They're currently experience level ahead right now. Sorry, they're not a level, but they're a lead in the experience. And right now, no one's soaking. So, all the advantage is currently to them to hit level 10 first. However, behind this, look at the bottom lane. There are some mercenaries pushing into the tower. So that might change very suddenly. And Dagon's actually caught in a bad position here. He does dodge the combo, very lucky in that regard, and he gets down to the bottom lane. But he's waiting. Look at this. He's waiting to be able to go in there and target someone. ETC. Well, ET, it might have been luck. It might have been just a bit of a fluke. But where ET was positioned just then prevented a follow-up from Thrall coming back in. Thrall could have come back in, taken a squish to your target. Penta sort of rotated down a little bit. It's a smart play. I don't know if it was a play or just by luck, but if it was a play, it was a very smart play indeed.
And also, we should mention, so Anime on Tacita, he quickly went up to the top lane, lay down the push. He knew that his sort of Pesky Fan Club needed level 10, so he made sure that he got it for his team, and now they can battle it out properly for the Immortals.
Oh, Chop's in a little bit of trouble here. He has gone to the back line, so he can escape. Moves taking a lot of damage, but Johanna will survive. Seven-sided strike actually was picked up for Karazine, and Johanna was removed from that big front line. Is now gone for the DragonNinjas. Thrall has already used his Sunder, so he can't sort of do the pseudo-engage protection roll there with that. And we're just going to see the red team sort of back out. I don't feel they can take any good fights now that Jane is gone. And said Benjamin's gone a little bit too deep. The big orb comes and hits. That's a lot of damage on Kerrigan, and she's removed from this fight. Just bring it back in. The DragonNinjas ninjaing that kill against Kerrigan. She didn't see it coming.
Penta, he just whiffed his ult. He just couldn't land it on anyone. He sort of, I think, panic moshed there. He just couldn't pick up anyone. I think he was trying to save Kerrigan, and he might have queued it up, and it just went off in air. But now they've got the cooldown on mosh pits quite long. There's not a lot they can do now. They just have to sort of wait for the Immortal to sort of let out his rage.
Well, it's another Immortal going to the DragonNinjas. It's going to push in the bottom lane. Can
this
they use it?
The full shield as well, we should add.
Yeah, they picked up. It's a really strong second Immortal, and Moose has gone in, pulling him in. Penta's a little bit out of position. 7-side strike goes on, trying to punish Johanna again, but fails to. And Moose can still hang around and sort of be annoying in the fight. Pulls in Kerrigan. Kerrigan, the force ball goes down from Kazda, blocking out the rest of the DragonNinjas. And that's it.
So, we didn't get to talk much about skills because there's been so much action, but with Karazim, he took 7-side strike against everything we were thinking. There's another fight breaking out there.
Divine Shield going on, keeping Thrall in the fight. KT's in a lot of trouble. He has been taken out. And just been following up here. And the falling, the Karazim fells as well. ETC's in a lot of trouble. Does get behind the wall in time. Is completely safe, but the Immortal's still blocking. It's still destroying their walls, their structures. Could they, it's on a little bit of health, but they're going to get both towers and the walls, and it's probably going to get 1 or 2 little tickle slaps on the keep, down to 0.5%, below 0.5%, but we're going to have to see DragonNinjas back out now. Oh, the force wall, it's Johanna. Oh, no, Johanna could be in a lot of trouble here, had to pop Unstoppable. I mean, Johanna is a pretty strong tank, and she's one of the better ones to escape that situation. Had to use her Blessed Shield. That's going to be a little bit of sucky for them, because for the next 60 seconds, 50 seconds now, because I'm talking too much, it is on cooldown. So there's no big sort of follow-up engagement of fights that can take for about the next 60 seconds. However...
Oh, sorry, Disco. But it's not as bad for Johanna to have her ultimate down. It's not as long as ETC's, 60 seconds compared to, I guess, 120. Yep. So it's not as bad for her. And Johanna's one of the few champions that could sort of get caught like that by a force one, sort of walk away to tell the tale. So it's lucky that she, sort of Johanna, and not like, one of the Thrall or the Li Ming was stuck there. So it was good, I guess, in that regards for DragonNinjas.
Well, yeah, they definitely very dominating in this game so far. Like level-wise, we're seeing a really good job by the Pesky Fan Club, where they are keeping fairly close within experience. They are a talent down at the moment. That's about to change, so they can't really take any big fights. But aside from that, we're seeing the lanes are really pushed in, and it's all in the favour of the DragonNinjas here. And the game is really about lane pressure. If you've got minions down a lane, you force the enemy to fight, they forget about that lane, they can't do anything about it, and they just get into so much trouble. Especially with the new patch now that minions in the lanes are doing so much more damage against structures.
They're helping now, aren't they? They're giving a helping hand to the teams who need them now. They're like, you back us up and we're going to back you up now. It's good to see that change, and it makes them a lot more impactful, I feel. Oh, look at that. The big play goes on. Li Ming was caught and she does manage to teleport out, but it's a lot of damage. She's a backline, though. She can still be very impactful in this fight. Divine Shield goes on the Thrall, keeping him alive and keeping him in the fight. High Cup's on a lot of trouble. He's on low health. He gets hit, but the big heal comes out from Uther, keeping her alive. And Aegon trying to back out now. Oh, Johanna comes back in. Peter goes in. It's a mosh pit. 2-man mosh pit. 2 kills. ETC was traded in the fight, but it works out much better for Pesky Fan Club. They were about to get a kill on IY, but the clutch heal from Uther is just too strong. And they can only leave it at a 2-for-1 trade. A 1-to-2 trade. This game is action-packed. I didn't know if Hux was going to, land the heal, and he came through on IY. IY was probably thought he was gone, but... Good on you, Uther. Like, that was so clutch, and it just stopped them from picking up another kill. And it was good that Li Ming committed enough to pick up ETC. So at least they sort of traded instead of making it sort of a 2-for-nothing.
Well, in that, so we saw that DragonNinjas had the level lead at that time, which means that the 1-for-2 trade that we saw go in the favour of the fan club means that they get more experience, because ETC dying at a lower level doesn't give as much experience as if they were in the reverse and they were the higher level. So it ended up being a pretty good trade. I mean, if they landed that IY, that Li Ming kill, it would have been so good.
Pesky Fan Club would have celebrated on that one.
The fan club would have been doing an after party, possibly after this match.
So they're defending their Immortal here because it's very low. They can see the poison from Lunara ticking. They don't want DragonNinjas to get a 3rd Immortal. They've only seen Karazim to do damage to their opposing Immortal, and then all 4 of them have just sort of been sent to defend as best they can, but there's not much they can do. There's a lot being thrown out. They're just sort of body blocking at this point.
They're just trying to prevent deny. Look, Nagon on throw is going to come in. He could be enough to get it. It's only 300 hit points left. There's not going to be enough. It is going to be picked up in the favor of the red team. DragonNinjas again, but Benjamin on such low health is pulled in, killed. ETC killed as well. 2 massive kills for DragonNinjas. A third one on KT. This is going to be a 5-man wipe. Anime on Tazdar is trying to run away. Chop could be next to fall. No, it is Tazdar, and now it's Chop. Karazim falls. It's a 5-man wipe behind the back of an Immortal, running down the lane. This spells disaster for the current king. He's being he could be dethroned from this.
He could be. They could push all the way to the core now. And it was just an amazing fight. They just waited for their cooldowns. They were poking. They knew they had the pressure on. They knew that the Immortal was also sort of adding that sort of psychological sort of layer. And then they just went in suddenly, and Pesky Fan Club couldn't do much to react. They tried their best, but Benjamin fell, and then Penta fell, and the rest of the team just started crumbling with the front line gone.
Yeah, and then that's it. And now this is where we are right now. This could be a victory push. In fact, they could push behind this, maybe lose a hero, the DragonNinjas. But why lose heroes when you can just kill heroes instead? There's more killing going on. Throw's been picked off, but look at the core, 40%, 30%, 28, 27, 2 members down for red. It's too much to handle. They can't do it. GG! The win goes to DragonNinja. A king can't keep the throne in this series.
We're seeing a lot of